Hey guys, my name is Rafael Anger, currently playing for the Arlanda Wings J20 in Sweden. I will show you here a concept that has been introduced to me earlier this summer by Hugo Haas, goalie coach for Leif Prague previous season, which I found very interesting and I feel like more people should know about because it adds such a huge bonus to your game without doing much more, but just a little different. And I also feel like there are way too little goalies out there that are actually aware of this technique. So speaking from my experience so far, it works really well for my game, and since I started using it, I noticed a huge difference in the amount of goals I gave up, and I also feel like having better control in almost any given situation, even in a high quality scoring chance. I will elaborate on the different points as so here you can see the passive block. My upper body is really straight and tall. My hands are in tight. I try to make myself as big as possible, close any holes underneath my armpits, and get as much body in front of the puck as I can. But the problems we're facing here is that I cannot move my arms quickly because they're extended out straight, and the same goes for my upper body. So that limits me in my mobility and stability, which makes it much harder to move and react from this position. And you also need a lot of leverage if you want to make a reaction save. Another point is that it's very passive, and the problem with rebounds is if a puck hits you in the chest, it just bounces back straight to the shooter. And we're also very stiff and rigid. Now you can see I switched to the active block. My upper body here is bent forward. My hands are out in front towards the puck. And it looks like I'm much smaller now, and my shoulders drop. Let's apply a little physics here to illustrate the point a little better. So here you can see that it's my upper body, and it's in a 90-degree angle. And if I use the active lock, my upper body is a little bent forward. And what happens is if I have a shot occurring from here, and it goes up high, the puck impacts me much earlier than opposed to when my upper body is straight. And that's why, even though I look much smaller, I'm in reality not. But here are the major points. I'm much more reactive with my arms. My mobility and stability is much better. I can move and react from this position much better. And my block and catcher cover much more net than my body actually does. I'm also active and aggressively facing the shooter. So for the shooter, it's hard to know what to do. And another huge bonus is that if a puck hits me in the chest, the rebound either just drops between my pads or just out in front of me so I can actually cover the puck. And another point is also that I'm very tensed, but still I have very good reaction because I can move my arms and my upper body too. Here we have the passive block again and the active block. And another point is also that it actually I have a hole underneath my catcher right here, but that's because it's not in perfect position. So here are a few key points for the active block, which you should keep in mind because they're very important and it's hard to kind of see on this video here. So your arms should be bent at about 90 degrees. Your elbows slightly touch your side abs. The upper body is slightly bent forward. So you should actually feel the weight on your knees. And here's a little tip for you to get started. Try to play around a little bit with how much you can bend and how far you can actually go before falling over. Now, another point that you can see here is also that you have to actually sit back a little bit, because if your upper body is just out in front and you don't sit back with your hip a little bit, you will notice you will fall over very quickly. And it's also very important to always move your whole upper body as a unit and not just move your arms away. So if there's a shot, try to move in with your whole body, because else you lose power. That's again what we talked about earlier. If you extend out your arm straight, then you don't have as much strength and you can react as quickly. And also try and work on, if a shot comes, to actually work with your nose towards the puck. So don't only look at the puck, but actually move your whole head and your whole body into the puck. So here's the same thing, just from the other side. Something worth to be mentioned here is also that the same concept that applies to your shoulders, so that they're a little inclined opposed to straight and tall, applies to your hands here too. If your hands are in tight, like they are in the passive block, the puck has more time to elevate itself and beat you up top. And here, if my hands are out in front, the puck impacts your gloves much earlier, so you have a higher chance of stopping the puck. So here's the last sequence from the middle. I'm very sorry about the camera that's a little off center here. Here's also something I didn't talk about before. As you can see, my shoulders, they're a little lower, but still they're actually just above the crossbar, and me being only 5'9", so that's 175 centimeters, not very big, but still actually fill everything out with my shoulders too. So they're not out of position here. And again, here we have the hole underneath my catcher. That's more due to the reason that it's not in a good position. It's actually supposed to be a little lower, so it covers this area too. So something I just want to mention here really quickly too is that I know there's no right way, and everybody has to find his own way to be the best he can be and stop as many pucks as he can. And I think that's just a tool that pretty much any goalie can add to his game, and it just helps me, and I can just speak from my experience that it's very good for my game, and I can see it works, because I'm not giving up as many goals anymore, and I stop more pucks, I have better control. So just give it a try, see if it works for you, if you like it or not, and let me know. I'd be very, very happy about any kind of feedback or comment, and yeah, just what you think about it, and I'd be glad to hear back from you, and I hope to see you guys back soon.